No, the markets don't support any of this stuff. They don't support any of these unrealistic rents that landlords are trying to charge. The market is just people. The economy is just people. Those are words that are used to be synonymous with people, with the people that are out here in the real world that are doing all the work and paying all the bills. And the market, those people, their incomes have not gone up enough to justify all of these increases. Like, well, but you don't understand, Axel, my insurance premiums are going up. Like, I get that. That's why I told you guys last year to fire sale these properties. I told you to get out of them. I said, your insurance is going to go up, your taxes are going to go up, you're going to be too far outside the market for what people can afford, and then you're going to get stuck in the middle. You're going to get squeezed, right? Like a water weenie. In fact, I think I used that exact analogy something like 3 years ago. So yeah, I mean, like, dude, this is like, for all the people out there that are in the Airbnbs and that are trying to run all these rental properties, dude, I told you guys to get out of these things a while ago, and I would try and fire sale them now. Try and find people to buy them. Like, oh no, you work for BlackRock. I love you, you fucking people, man. You go into the comment section. No, dude, I don't work for anything to do with any one of those goddamn companies. You say that as though you guys are incapable of finding like actual people that will buy those properties. Well, they can't afford them. No, you overpaid. They can afford those properties based upon what the market can actually afford. You're not smarter than the market. You are not outsmarting the market. All you're doing is outsmarting yourselves by half. That's all you're doing. You're thinking that you're going to be smarter than the market. You're going to quarterback all of this, and that is just not how this works. You went to the seminar. The guy at the airport Marriott told you can get rich in real estate. Yeah, I get that, okay? And he wrote a whole bunch of purple books about it. Look, no, dude. You're just going to have to get around this and realize that no, you have to be able to keep your rents in check. And if you paid so much money for these properties that you can't make a profit, that is not the fault of anybody else's. Like, well, but capitalism let me down. No, capitalism is working precisely as it's supposed to. Right? If you paid too much for something, you're supposed to lose money. You are not guaranteed a return forever. It's just not how this works, okay? In other words, look up a book by Spencer Johnson called Who Moved My Cheese? Because your cheese just got moved. That's what this means. I mean, did you seriously think that rents can go up forever? Did you seriously think you can keep increasing people's rents by 5-10% a year forever? Did you really think that? Did you really think that incomes are going up that high? They aren't. Incomes don't support any of that. On top of that, you have a declining population. This is just reality. I don't know where you guys have gotten this from, that you think that this was just going to keep going, that it was going to go up forever. No. Nothing goes up forever. That's just not reality, okay? Because markets ebb and flow, populations ebb and flow. It's just reality. So, no, my suggestion would be that you find individual people and see what they'll pay for these properties. And then when you find out that it's about half, maybe a third of what you paid for it, then you can realize that, like, yeah, you took it in the shorts on this one. You do owner financing with them if you have to, which is what you're going to probably end up having to do with a lot of people as credit scores continue to decline, because the number of credit card delinquencies, and by the way, that's just going to keep getting worse. This is a hardcore conversation that I would this is and by the way, I'm reasonably certain that if Ray Dalio were standing here in my garage, he would probably back up everything I just said. Like, dude, you guys cannot keep just paying these absurd numbers for these houses and expect these rents to keep going up when incomes don't support it. You can't. Incomes don't support this stuff. The market, which is just the people, doesn't support all of your claims. Okay, this is part of a fundamental. Okay, and yeah, so I mean, unless you think that you think that incomes are going to go up sharply, like drastically, again, we're in a declining market with a declining population in terms of the numbers, the demographics. Okay. On top of that, we're also deporting all the illegals, which, I mean, in theory, they're deporting all the illegals. We'll see if they actually do it. You've got all these things that are going on as well. So there isn't enough really to support this kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, I would say find individual people and just do owner financing with them. Do a wrap or something like that if you can get away with it. And you may have to eat this one. So if you were so crazy as to get into like $2,500 a month payments with your taxes and everything. And you can only find people that can afford like $1,500 a month. It's like, oh, dude, I mean, you either eat $1,000 a month or you drop the keys off at the bank and say, nope, I can't do it anymore. That's the end of it, and let the banks take them over. And of course, what are the banks going to do? The banks will find every reason in the world to increase the amount of H-1Bs to suck up the the difference. But yeah, I mean, like this is just the way things are going. This is just this is the world I call like I see it, man. And like this is the markets that are out there. The number of people who cannot afford these kinds of things. And this isn't people, and this is something that's important to understand too. The people that are saying they can't afford it are not people who are not working. A lot of people are working full-time plus, with both occupants in some cases, and in some cases even with roommates on top of that, and they're having a hard time making all these payments. That means, and that's unsustainable, right? Eventually those people are going to get tired. It's just reality. No different than blue collar men. Blue collar men at a certain point, usually in their 40s and 50s, they can't do all that heavy stuff that they used to do. They just can't do it because at a certain point, their bodies just can't take all that. Especially if they did a lot of like really heavily physical work. At a certain point, your joints can't take that kind of stuff, right? So yeah, I mean, like this is where you're at with a lot of things. And most jobs now are not paying. In fact, actually, the prices are going down, right? I mean, and on top of that, you've got America's favorite billionaire and all the other fake billionaires out there, trying to flood the country with even cheaper labor because their Ponzi schemes don't work. Well, of course, their Ponzi schemes don't work. Their Ponzi schemes can't work. It's mathematically not possible. It's like insurance. It's not mathematically possible to do any of this stuff. It works great if you have an up economy, but it doesn't work great. The number one indicator, the leading indicator, is your birth rates. That's always your leading indicator. Well, actually, the super leading indicator is the type of currency you're using. But failing that, the next leading indicator is going to be your birth rates. And if your birth rates start to go negative, and it doesn't make any difference. Right now, we've got like 95 countries that are going negative. It means that, and of course, the time to solve that was 25 years ago, when you guys were still pushing the war on teen pregnancy. You won. Congratulations. Enjoy your victory.